Hello, folks. Just here talking about True Blood Season 6. I don't think I've ever done like a show review, although this is more of a commentary than a legit review. Spoiler warning off the top of the note here. I'm gonna put that in the title so people don't watch it and be like, oh wait, there's spoilers. But here's your spoiler warning. And okay, somebody just commented on my Facebook status about the whole True Blood Season 6. I've pretty much made my complaints vocal, and I think I'm annoying some people. I'm not passionate about the show. I mean, I watch it to be entertained by it. I'm not as into it as I am with like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is the show I'm really into right now. True Blood is kind of like, I started watching it, let's finish it. I mean, it got good, and then it had its downs, it had its lows, etc. But first off, with Luna, I don't get how skinwalking can cause someone to hemorrhage and die when turning into an animal like a horse or just a fucking platypus alters the body structure more than turning into another person. I just don't get how that causes somebody to be like, just hemorrhaging, and then their body just kind of fucks up because the structural change is small. Now, I get maybe going from male to female, even that is small compared to turning into a fucking horse or a dog or whatever. And I mean, the way they killed Luna off was cop out, more or less. It's like, okay, we're done with her. Let's just kill her off by this whole skinwalking deal and be done with it. The way I would have killed her off is have her do something maybe heroic, give her a good send off, to which she dies to protect Sam and Emma, and she tells Sam, protect Emma, keep her with you at all times, raise her up well. I trust you with her, and then have like the V guards kill her, and Emma and Sam kind of watch that to kind of bring in that dramatic moment that oh shit, and she kind of puts her hand, maybe let's say they get trapped because of a door, like the guards shut the door. Luna chooses to stay behind for whatever reason. She thinks she can maybe fend them off for however long, something naive like that, but still heroic all the same, even if it's foolish. And when she dies, she puts her hand on the window, and it's like, maybe it's too much, but just kind of puts her hand on the window, and then, she like says, go, go, and then just kind of dies. And then Sam is like, shit, I need to get the hell out. And then you hear Emma screaming, mommy, mommy. But the way they did it, I just don't get how the way she died. I just don't get how that could kill somebody. Even with Sam's brother, I don't get how skinwalking causes you to hemorrhage and shit. What else do I have written here? Oh, the werewolves. Oh, oh, I hate the fucking True Blood werewolves. Oh, um, I lost my place. Okay, I have never been a fan of True Blood's werewolves. Never, not once. I mean, you look at it, they're honestly pushovers because Russell enslaved, what, two packs? And one of those packs, Sookie, Bill, Eric, they killed them off like they were nothing. And they're trying to say, like, wares are dangerous, especially after they've had some vampire blood. And Eric just kills them like he's fucking nothing. I'm just like, okay, so werewolves really aren't all that scary. In fact, they're no more intimidating than shifters. In fact, I would call shifters more intimidating because at least, I mean, because if you think about it, a shapeshifter can turn into a wolf. And, you still get the same result, so I don't get how wares are supposed to be this, oh, they're dangerous. Stay away from them. And, I mean, just the way you look at Season 3 when they're introduced, you look at Season 4, you look at Season 5, they are fucking pushovers. They're nothing but a bunch of fucking rowdy-ass tribals, is more or less what they are. How many times have we seen a Pack Master be cannibalized? I think that part was just fucking stupid. I don't know if that's in the books. If it is, whatever. But I think it's fucking stupid. Um, and they're just portrayed as weak, okay? Like, compared to vampires, weak. Even humans could take them on and have a legit chance. If they're in human form, oh, it's simple. Even if they turn into a wolf, all a human has to do is have a gun, and, it's like fighting a regular fucking wolf. And, the technical definition of a werewolf is that it's a wolf man. It's basically a wolf walking upright on two legs. Now, a lichen is a wolf that can turn into a human and can walk on all four legs. That's where I'm kind of like, but granted, I get why they did what they did, because to make like a full-blown werewolf, like from Underworld, that would cost a lot because you'd have to do CGI, and that would cost a lot more than just having, a little four-legged wolf running around. So I get that, and I'm not getting onto the show about that because I understand why they did that. However, you can still make these wolves more intimidating, more fearsome. I don't get fearsome vibes from them. I get, wow, these guys are just, they're dying left, right, center, and up your ass. I think we've seen more werewolves die than vampires. If not, it's a very close freaking tie there. Now, the main gripe I have about season 2, or not season 2, wow, season 6, is the way they're doing Alcide. I get that he took vampire blood, so he's on like this testosterone rage. He's like, got a boner from fucking hell. But by movie timeline, it's been about a day, maybe 2 days. Shouldn't that shit have worn off by now? Or is it with Wares it kind of hangs on a bit longer? And is he going to be... If he becomes a V addict, I swear to God, I'm going to fucking shoot somebody. Not really. But I'm still going to lose my fucking head, because how many fucking V addict stories do we need? And I need a drink right quick. Sorry about that. But how many freaking V addict stories do we need? We had Jason. We even had like one with Lafayette, although he wasn't addicted, but he was selling the shit. Then we had it with Andy, and it's like, okay. Oh, and we even had one with Debbie, if you want to count that. I'll count that, because it was her trying to recover, and then she, was secretly receding back to it. It's like, okay, enough's enough. We get how the fucking story goes. I mean, it's no different than a regular old ass drug addict. And the show more or less turned Alcide into an asshole. Okay, I'll explain the situation. Him, Emma's grandmother, whose name escapes me, and some other chick that he banged in the last episode, where him and Ricky had like this altercation where she said, "Just remember, I'm your top bitch." I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. So basically, Alcide's a man whore now. Okay, well, fine, I'll roll with it. It's whatever. I mean, fucking Eric and Bill have been there. They've had their fair share of man whoring. I mean, fuck, Eric sleeps with his sister. I put that in quotations. It's not his legit sister, but they share the same maker. But out of all the werewolf characters, he was the one that I was more behind, and it's only because he's kind of a badass in his own way. I'll give him credit for that. He does do some awesome things, like when he helps Sam with the whole, Marcus killing his brother deal. I was like, I'll give points to what's his name, to Alcide. I don't know. I had like a brain fart there or something. And then even when he's helping Suki out in season 3, I'm like, yeah, okay, Alcide, he's alright. Season 4, yeah, he did that was with the Marcus deal, but with season 5, I was like, okay, so he's kind of rising to the top, and now he's just a fucking asshole. It's like, okay, I was behind you, last season. I wanted you to, because the guy that he fought, I forgot his name, but that guy was a freaking douche, and he deserved what he had come to, and this guy was a douche from hell. And Alcide whooped his ass, and then some. And that was actually a rather anticlimactic finish when you compare their first fight, where he basically beats the shit out of Alcide. Alcide takes some V-blood and just kills him like that, like it's nothing. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's over. Thumbs up to that. And yes, I know. Sorry, I have Facebook up. I'm still reading off some clip notes I put here. And honestly, they now with Alcide being what he is, they've made all the werewolf characters basically dicks, douchebags. Because, alright, what happens is Sam is talking to those three, and they're like, "Is Emma okay? I'm sorry about Luna, but we need to take Emma back. She belongs with us. She's a werewolf," and stuff like that. I'm like, why are you guys making this decision for her? Shouldn't she make the decision? And she does. And so what do? They just fucking kidnap. They more or less kidnap her is what they do. Alcide beats the shit out of Sam. This other chick that I guess he's been sleeping around with beats the crap out of Lafayette. And you're just like, oh, I was left thinking like, wow, he's turned into a royal fucking asshole. Like, I get that, they're, and what's funny is he's like, "Sam, I'm your friend. We both want to do what's right for Emma, but you need to let us bring her. You need to let us take her. She's a werewolf. You're gonna deny her of her werewolf heritage, blah blah blah." And the next thing he fucking does, he hits Sam in the fucking face. I'm like, wow, yeah, you are a friend, all right. You just decked the guy you called a friend in the fucking face. And after you pretty much assisted in a kidnapping of a like 8-year-old girl, congratulations, Alcide. All hail the king. But. And I was like, okay, I don't like the direction they're going with Alcide. I can get why, Martha, that's her name. I can get why Martha would have done that. I can get why if she, see, what I think it should have been her, and then 2 just random-ass werewolf characters just be like, all right, we're taking Emma. And they take Emma, and then Sam tries to work with Alcide to kind of, like, reason with Martha, like, hey, because that way Alcide is staying consistent with his character. He's still being like this, hey, I ain't having that, Sam's my friend, I'm going to stick up for him. Instead of decking your friend in the face, and I did a little quotation mark thing with my hands, I know you can't see me, but I just, and those are just two minor gripes. I have a lot to get into, so I'm going to try to not take like 30 minutes with this stuff, but I'm definitely going to make a more solid review, if you will, a solid commentary on it, and I'll get more into the main plots, not the little side shit going on, and I'll get more into that here in a bit. So, excuse me, I need to take a little break, get some water so I can talk better, and I'll see you all soon. Alright, well, let me move this pointer out of my way. Yeah, I know the lighting's not very good, and there's a bit of a delay from when I'm talking as opposed to when I'm, So the video and the audio, they might be a little off. Actually, hold on. Okay, like maybe a millisecond off. But anyways, I'm going to get on to the main plots, and I figure I'll look you, eye to eye as I do it. Basically, the main plot is that, well, for those of you that watch True Blood, is that, Warlow's free, he's after Suki, and they find out why. Suki, or why he's getting after Suki. And it has to do with her fucking fairy blood. Haven't we had this enough already? I mean, seriously, Eric wanted her blood, Bill wanted her blood, Russell wanted her blood, fucking Lorena wanted her blood. What vampire hasn't said, oh my gosh, you taste like ecstasy, I must have you. You must be mine. I'm just, it's like, alright, I made a personal vow to myself. I'm like, if this has to do with Suki's fucking fairy blood, I'm gonna fucking rage. I raged. As soon as I listened to fucking Niall, or whatever his name is, say, well, he killed all our family, and he wanted our blood, and he killed my entire family. He's been haunting our family for a while. He killed everybody I knew, and I know I've said that like 3 times now, but... And then he goes on to say that he lost track of us after John Stackhouse signed this contract which bound you to him and all this other bullshit. He glamored him into doing this. And then Suki's like, okay, so it has to do with my fucking fairy blood. What a fucking awesome plot. I mean, seriously. I was hoping for something different, something new, but oh no, it's all about fucking Suki's blood. Again, same old fucking story. It's basically season 3 all over again. I was like, oh, Warlow, this guy sounds interesting. They're going a different path from what I've been told. It's a different path from the books. Like, there is no Warlow in the books, and I mean, maybe something will happen that changes my mind. Like, maybe Niall will like do a complete 180, and it turns out he's helping Warlow or some bullshit like that. Which, okay, yeah, okay, that's something. It's a plot twist that that your common viewer wouldn't expect, but I can imagine a lot of people would see that coming, me among them. I'm like, I'm waiting for this guy to kind of like do a 180 and say, oh yeah, I'm totally helping Warlow out, by the way. I mean, he just the way he acts, it's like, yeah, there's definitely something, there's more to this guy than what he's giving off. And then we have Bill, who's having this identity crisis of, I don't know what I am. Suki, I don't know what I am. But he doesn't actually talk to Suki. Like, he talks to her once, and she stakes him, and it doesn't kill him. So I'm like, well, okay, well, so much for that reunion. And then he tells them to get the fuck out, and they get the fuck out after he starts making, like, an earthquake go off. I'm like, okay. So I'm guessing we're going to have, like, Clash of the Titans between him and Warlow. Alright. We'll see how that turns out. But basically, he's trying to figure out, like, what he is, what he can do, and it's like, weren't you, like, an evil religious douchebag in season 5? Like, didn't you pretty much say that, like, I am the chosen one, and now it's like, I don't know what the fuck I am anymore. I wanted to forgive season 5 because I thought the way that Christopher Maloney and the way Russell Edgington went and the way the Authority was, I was like, okay, this ain't bad. And then the Authority kind of were a bunch of pushovers. They were a bunch of fucking pushovers. And they all got killed, more or less. I was like, oh, okay, well, so much for them. Now what? And then, you would think, okay, the Vampire Authority, the one thing keeping real peace between humans and vampires has just been wiped out. It's gone. And they kill a general. And the only place where there's any kind of, reaction is Louisiana. You mean to tell me they kill a general of the U.S. of A., and the U.S. is like, man, whatever, fuck it. And Louisiana is the only state to be like, yeah, we're raising the fucking banner of war against vampires. And this governor guy, I don't even know what to make of him. He's weird, I guess. Interesting, a little, maybe. I don't know. I mean, we're only 2 episodes in, and I'm just going off of the initial vibes. This is what I'm giving you guys, my initial vibes for this season, and they're not good right now. I mean, well, there are some good bits, some are good, but most of it's just garbage, really. And another gripe I have is that there are too many characters. Granted, I want to care about most of them, and I want to care about the ones that I've seen since season 1 or season 2 or even 3. But there's just too fucking many to keep up with. I mean, Game of Thrones has its own set of characters. I think there's maybe 27 main characters. But the way they do the story and the way True Blood is doing their story, it's a lot easier to keep up with Game of Thrones than it is with True Blood. I don't know why it is so hard to keep up with True Blood's characters. I don't. I guess there's just too many of them, or they're not the way that. I mean, maybe they're all too separate from each other. Like the stories don't connect enough, because in Game of Thrones you have two main families. You have the Starks, you have the Lannisters, and then you have the Baratheons that are kind of here and there. But the two Lannisters and the Starks, those are your main focuses. And from there, the story branches off for the other characters that are out doing their own thing. And so it's easy to follow because you have the Lannisters, you have the Starks, that's it. And then you have the Starks, Lannisters, and the characters that kind of sprout out that have been introduced through their stories. And so you have the expanded universe through them. But with True Blood, it's like there's just like a dozen. I think there has to be at least a dozen. A dozen stories. Sorry, a dozen stories going on right now, and half of which it's either I don't care what's going on. Like with Andy's story, I don't give a shit. Arlene and Terry, I don't give a shit. The whole Tara, Pam, Eric, fucking your mother love story, I don't give a flying fuck. The only two stories I really feel inclined to give a shit about, and I called one out on its kind of redundancy for the previous shit that's been in True Blood, is the Warlow story. The other one is the Bill story, only because I want to see where they go with this. I mean, right now I'm kind of not liking it, but they can definitely take it somewhere where I can at least be content with it. Not like be like, oh my god, that was great. Be more like, okay, it happened. It wasn't nearly as bad, but it wasn't anything spectacular either. And I think the thing is they've just deviated from the source material way too much. I understand you need to deviate. With Season 5, I understood the attempt and the direction they were trying to go. Season 6, they're taking it a step a little too far. And they've introduced like maybe 5 new characters. All of which I'm curious about, but it's like you have all these old ones that you've had for since Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, it's like, and you haven't done really much with them. You haven't developed them any further. Like, Jason's been the same character since Season 1. He has gone through no kind of character development, and any development he goes through, he fucking retracts. He's been pretty much bouncing between this. I love vampires. I hate vampires. I love them. I hate them. It's like, okay, make up your fucking mind. Does he hate them? Does he love them? What is it? I would prefer that he kind of has like this, he likes some of them, but generally he's like, no, I fucking hate vampires. That would have made the most sense to me. Like with how he was in Season 2, I think it is. It's like him and Bill kind of come to an understanding where he's like, you're good to my sister. Okay, I like you. Maybe not all vampires are bad, but I still hate vampires in general. Like, that Eric guy, I don't like him. Pam, I don't like her. Chow, I don't like him either. We haven't seen Chow in forever, but of course, if we were going by the books, he would have been dead by now, I think. And his character wasn't really that important anyways. But it seems like they've all but abandoned this fucking witch storyline. Like, there are no more witches because, God, have we even seen Holly? And Lafayette is like, he just forgot he was a witch. Apparently he forgot he was a fucking witch when Alcida and them came up. I'm like, hey, Lafayette, like, do some, voodoo shit. Oh, what does he do? He tries decking this chick in the face, and she just, like, one hit quits him, and then just begins to just beat the holy fuck out of him. I'm just like, okay, that didn't go too well for them. Holy crap, the werewolves actually want to fight. Oh! But this season's not looking good to me. It's not. I don't like the direction it's going in. I'm gonna reserve any final judgments until maybe halfway through the season, because then I'll have a more definitive idea what's going on. But right now, my initial impression is mixed. It's, I would say, around maybe. I don't really know where to put my stance at, but my initial impression has been pretty meh. Like, just I don't care. Just do something. There's exposition, there's explaining, there are some things it's answering, but at the same time, it's not moving forward. It's not moving in a direction that I like. And in a lot of ways, episode 1 and episode 2 kind of felt like one and the same. Like, I got the same things were established in both episodes. The same amount of story was explained. It was just episode 1 explained what happened in the last episode of season 5, and then episode 2 explained what happened in what happened in episode 1. Excuse me. And like I said, I'm not diehard into this show, so if it goes way the fuck down south, then I'm just gonna make fun of it, and I'll still have a blast. If it goes down a path where I can just sit there and laugh at how bad it's become, I'll still enjoy it. Granted, I'll enjoy it for all the wrong reasons, not the reasons that the makers would want me to enjoy it for, but you work with what you got, I guess. And I mean, Game of Thrones, I'm amped for the next season of that, especially after what happened in season 3. I'm not going to spoil that. But, I mean, if you haven't watched season 3, if you are into Game of Thrones and you're like, oh, I haven't really gotten around to season 3, get to it. Watch that shit. I don't, find a way to do it, but fucking do it. Season 3, shit hits the fucking fan, and then some. And granted, I had somebody spoil it for me, because they had read the book and they pretty much spoiled it for me, and I was like, oh, well, you told me that, great. And then even when I was watching it, though, I was still like, oh shit, that happened, whoa, didn't see that fucking coming. Had they not told me, I would have been like, oh, ugh. And for those of you that have watched it, don't spoil it either. We can't spoil it for everybody, and I feel bad just for spoiling the latest shit of True Blood, even though I really stopped caring. I realized this about 3 months ago that I was rewatching all the seasons just to kind of like recap, like, okay, well, let me see where it started, where it's gone, and it's like once I got to season 4, I'm like, I really don't give a shit right now. Season 5, I was like, I especially don't give a shit right now. It seems like after season 3, it's been doing that number. And then, granted, the first bit of season 5, I was like, oh, and then all the Lilith shit happened, and then it was meh. And I was hoping that, with season 6, the Lilith shit was done. It was just Bill trying to figure out, okay, what are the extent of my powers? What can I do? Oh no, we have to bring Lilith back. I'm like, really? I don't give a shit about Lilith. I don't. I think the whole story with her is fucking stupid. If you haven't watched it, you're not missing much. I'll say that. You're not missing much. But anyway, folks, I'm rambling now. I think you get the point of what I'm trying to say, and I'm trying to cut this below 30 minutes. Hopefully it's below 30 minutes. I can't see the timer right now. But anyway, folks, this is just me kind of giving you hey, here's what I think of True Blood Season 6 so far. So, let me know what you think. Leave a comment, maybe a video response, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you feel like to get the message to me and to the people you're trying to speak to. But anyway, folks, I hope you all have a wonderful week. It's nice and sunny out here in shitty-ass AK. Granted, AK is a good state. There's just some of the people here I don't like. That's all it is. It's the people. And it's always the people that piss me off and give, places I go to a bad rep. I think I speak for a lot of people when I say that. But anyway, folks, have a good week. I'm Luca Blight, and, yeah, you know the drill. Toodles.